So, can you see the screen? Writing research articles,
Yes, sir.
the
Just put it
basics.
on slideshow mode.
Slideshow mode. Okay. Is that better? Can you see the whole screen now? Now, is it like on
I think
slideshow?
it is taking time.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. All right. Yes, Dolan, you're saying something? কিছু বলছো?
Yes. It is visible.
Okay, it's visible. Okay, all right. So, I the reason why I have written it writing and not WRITING, can one of you tell me why is this, have I written it wrong, or is there something, is there something, or have I deliberately done it for some particular purpose? You can go
So,
ahead, Asha, and try to figure out why, or is it just just a gimmick?
no, sir, I think you have done it deliberately because whenever we are writing research paper, we might doing certain mistakes. So you want to
Mm-hmm.
just point out that mistake and want to make it right. So in future, we don't repeat those kinds of things repeatedly. So that's
Okay.
why writing research articles is basics.
Okay, that's one explanation that I did not think about. I was thinking of something else. Dolon, তোমার কি মনে হয়? You can answer in Bangla if you are not comfortable with English, and I will translate it to Asha.
হচ্ছে তো কিছু কথা ব্রেক হচ্ছে। আপনি বলুন আমি শুনছি।
Okay, so since she's traveling, she might be facing some network issues. I hope, Asha, my voice is clear to you, right? It's not
Yes,
breaking up.
yes, sir, it is.
Okay, so when you are deciding upon a topic, because that very next uh, issue, the very next slide is deciding topics. Since you have some experience, you might not face this dilemma. You might decide the topic very easily, but it was also, this session was also meant for some students, some novices who have never written a research article, but unfortunately no one else has joined. So anyway, so deciding topics can also be a little problematic. In your cases, in case of faculties like you will base your topic on the subtopics of the call for papers. Where do you find call for papers, Asha? Where do you usually find call for papers?
It depends, like through mail notification. Like there is our group, alumni
Okay.
group of
Mm-hmm.
department. So from there, or it might be on through WhatsApp, or sometimes it is on some websites or university websites. Whenever
Mm-hmm.
they are performing, like uh, is conducting a seminar. So
Right. So if you want more call for papers, if you want call for papers which are specific to your domain, নিজের ডোমেনের, I will switch to Bangla sometime so that I mean even Dolon understands it properly. So if you want to have papers which are from your, if you want to write papers which are from your domain and you want some variety, then you can go for these websites. You can just write them down. I have not included them in the slide. I will do that later and I'll share the slide with you. It's called HNet. I am sure you have heard of it, Asha, or maybe not. HNet. It's just H in capital hyphen net, net, HNet. Then
I
there
heard
is,
about it.
yes, then there is UPenn, the website of UPenn call for papers. Just go to Google and type UPenn call for papers, and you will have so many call for papers, because the University of Pennsylvania, that is UPenn, has a website where call for papers from all over the world is placed there. It's a very prestigious place. If you can get your paper, if you can get your call for papers into that, then you will have a global audience. So how do you decide topics? You decide topics since you are experienced people, not on your master's special paper or special author, but on call for papers that come out from time to time. Okay. Now, uh, once you have decided your topic, write. I mean, if you do not decide your topic, say suppose you have a deadline on 10th January, but after that 10th January you are free. So don't just sit around, write on anything and then use them wherever you can. Like you are writing on biopunk, Dolon is writing on post independent post independence women in India. So just keep writing, and when there comes a call for paper which suits whatever you have writing, whatever you have written, then send it there. Okay, that way you will have a lot of material already, rather than starting from the scratch after looking at the call for papers, writing the abstract and all that. Go and write whatever comes to your mind, like on whatever topic you have at hand. Your PhD thesis is already taking shape. You can take those chapters, divide into articles and use them. Okay, you already have a lot of material, Asha, but Dolon, you need to create material. So writing will create the material. Write anything, write whatever comes to your mind. Okay, next is scavengers assemble. Now scavengers, by scavengers I mean I don't know what it is called in Bangla, like crows and vultures are scavengers, like foxes and dogs are scavengers. They get anything, they collect anything they get, যা পায় রাস্তায় পড়ে টড়ে থাকে বা বড় প্রেডেটার্সরা যেগুলো খেয়ে নেয় সেটার বাদে যেগুলো পড়ে থাকে, the scavengers do that. So we are academic scavengers. Why? Because we have to read materials on our topic. We have to search for journals. Now this journal search is area wise. You have an area, biopunk, post independence, condition of women. You go to Scopus, you go to the Scopus website, or you go to Savitribai Phule University website for the UGC care list. They have journals divided on the basis of area. কে কোন এরিয়া নিতে চায় সেটা ওই স্কোপাস আর সাবিত্রীবাই ফুলে ইউনিভার্সিটির ওয়েবসাইটে, ইউজিসি কেয়ার ওয়েবসাইটে আলাদা করে দেওয়া থাকে. If you want, I can show you right now, but I'll go through the slides first and then I'll give you particular examples. Conference proceedings, মানে কনফারেন্স গুলো যেগুলো পাবলিশ হয়, okay, and your area could be feminism, modernism, comic book studies, or eco-criticism, or whatever it is, but you will obviously find something or other conferences, journals in those websites. Okay. Visit libraries, which is very time consuming, and people who live in the remote areas do not have access to big libraries, so search online. What are the resources? Anna's Archive is a very good resource. LibGen, ArgPress, Internet Archive, Shodhganga, these are very common places where you can search for research articles, books, journals, whatever you want, you can find them here. In Anna's Archive, the largest I have seen, in LibGen, in Planet Books, there are so many like that. Okay. Now you can simply search the topic in Google. Whatever your topic is, you put it in Google and you will have a lot of materials on that topic. And you can just, if you have no idea about what you are writing, then start from the first result that comes. You will have an idea after 10 minutes or half an hour while going through all these materials that showed up after you did a Google search. or you can ask an expert. Where can you find these experts? Seniors, teachers, Facebook groups. Dolon, I think I have added you to some groups where call for papers or PhD or these kinds of groups are there. Asha, I'm not sure because we are not connected on Facebook, but Facebook is also a good resource. I don't know if you know about ask for PDF groups where you can ask for any book, and people with institutional access usually provide those books right in the group itself. Okay, so LinkedIn is also a very good place. ResearchGate, but ResearchGate you need to have an institutional ID. Okay, uh, so I can't see the wait a minute, I'll go there. Yes, a message. Okay, just Dolon is saying yes. Sorry. Okay, so um, now primary sources and secondary sources. So primary sources are the textual materials, basic materials like bio. If you're talking about biopunk, Asha, what are your some of the primary materials? Can you name some novels which are primary materials,
Yes,
primary
I have
sources?
selected this Margaret Atwood's this Mad Adam Beer,
Okay,
Oryx and Craig one that, and I have selected Rajat Chaudhary's The Butterfly Effect.
your voice broke. Can you come again, or is it my is it happening from my end?
Hello. Now
Yes,
am I audible properly?
yes, audible.
So the book I have selected that is The Oryx and Craig by Margaret Atwood.
Yes, Margaret Atwood. Yes, that's a very good example. And in
Then
Dolon's case, yes, you're saying.
no,
Hmm.
continue.
Hmm. And in Dolon's case, the primary texts could be like history books, books written by women writers, autobiographies. So, and secondary sources are research done on the primary sources. একটা বইয়ের উপরে কি বই লেখা হয়েছে সেগুলো হচ্ছে আমাদের জন্য সেকেন্ডারি সোর্সেস এনিওয়ে. So we know about this distinction. So we have to collect both, as much as possible primary, as much as possible secondary sources. You might ask that why as much as possible? There could be thousands of it. Yes, so that we have a better choice. First we have to collect, first we have to scavenge, and then see what is useful and what is not useful. This is a time consuming process. If you want to write good, if you want to become a established academician, you have to give a lot of time to this. Okay, now try to get as much direct source as possible. For example, instead of X quoting Y, quote Y directly. Like, don't go via something. If you know the source, go to the source and use the original source directly. For example, if you are writing about Margaret Atwood, then somebody quoting Margaret Atwood in his or her primary source is worse than quoting Margaret Atwood from her own novel. So always try to get as close to the source as possible. Okay, and collect recently published materials. So academia, research publications, reputed research publications, reputed journals, like us, they want fresh mal. Like we all want fresh things, right? I mean, we don't want a milk that is sour or vegetables that is rotting. Similarly, academic publications also want you to use latest materials. Start from, go from backwards, like see what has been published in 2024, 23, 22, 21, 20, and then go backwards. So always try to collect as much as latest recently published materials, which is a very which is problematic in our country because we do not have those resources. But now with the help of Anna's archive or LibGen or Internet Archive, we can have latest materials as well. And remember, conference proceedings, listening to what the conference speakers are saying, because they often introduce new work which we do not know about. Okay, I mean, like Asha and I attended this workshop, this training program, where people informed us about latest work in the field of translation which we were not aware of. So make a point to hear at least one conference in a month so that you stay updated. Okay, choose from conferences that are going on from the University of UPenn website, call for papers, and attend them. So most of them are free. Okay, reading and underlining between the lines. Now, just like deciding upon the topic, you need to decide the topic. You need to write a topic which is eye catching. At least the first part should be eye catching, and then you give a colon and describe why you have taken the title. Okay, like writing research article, and somebody would say, oh, why is he using writing and not writing? Asha gave a very different interpretation, equally correct, but what I was trying to say is that it is something eye catching. Okay, so similarly, when you name subsections, as I would ask you to always name subsections. Naming of the article is okay, but when you name the subsections like introduction and then another section and then another section, so that helps the reader to understand, and that's what I'm doing. I'm practicing what I am trying to practice what I'm trying to preach. So third point is reading and underlining between the lines. So I'm just making small changes in the usual titles, subsections, and trying to make it more attractive. And you should uh, try to do the same. Okay. So though you collect fresh stuff, you need to, actually it should be two. It's typos. It's top. It should be two. Need to have a perspective of the past as well. One of the perspectives that can help you is a Gale series. I don't know, Asha, have you heard of this Gale series?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yeah. No, sir, I haven't heard about.
You haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, uh, I mean, can you see this full screen? Because Dolon is saying that she can't see the full screen.
Yes, I think you haven't put it on the slideshow mode. And
Is
if you
the
have changed the slide, then we aren't able to see the slides as well, because right now the slide is this scavenger assemble. That slide
oh,
is, and you were discussing about something else.
okay, sorry.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I am trying to. I mean, this is the problem that happens with the full screen. Just a minute. Now, even if you can see only the um, not full screen slideshow, but can you see the uh, whatever I have written?
Yeah, yes, sir, we are able to read that.
Okay, so I think this is better than going full screen where it's not uh, properly visible. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it more visible. Okay, so this is what I was saying. You have to collect fresh stuff, and uh, Gale series. Now you can jot this down, or you can take a screenshot, whatever. You have to uh, you can just go to the internet and see Gale series. What does Gale series do? They provide a series of literary criticism down the ages, but this is for literature. Dolon's case, social science, I'm sure that Gale series has something on social sciences as well. Similarly, মানে কোনো একটা টপিকের ওপরে শুরু থেকে কন্টেম্পোরারি টাইম অবধি কে কে লিখেছে কি কি লিখেছে সেটা এই গেল সিরিজ কি করে এক একটা বইয়ের মধ্যে সেগুলোকে নোট ডাউন করে রাখে যে ফর এক্সাম্পল সে দ্য ইস্যু অফ কুইট ইন্ডিয়া মুভমেন্ট কুইট ইন্ডিয়া মুভমেন্টের ওপরে ওই সময় নিউজ পেপারে কে লিখেছিল, কোনো আর্টিকেল কেউ লিখেছিল ওটার ইফেক্টিভনেসের ওপরে বা ওটাকে ক্রিটিসাইজ করে, সেইটার থেকে শুরু করে 1942 ক্রিটিসিজম থেকে শুরু করে 2022 ক্রিটিসিজম, কেউ হিস্ট্রি বইতে লিখেছে, কেউ পলিটিক্যাল সায়েন্সের বইতে লিখেছে, সেগুলো কিন্তু আই এম শিওর যে এই গেল সিরিজে আলাদা করে দেওয়া থাকে. ইউ হ্যাভ টু ফাইন্ড দ্যাট আউট. বাট ফর লিটারেচার I am 100% sure that there must be something on biopunk in Gale series as well. But biopunk is something that is recent. So you will not find biopunk criticism from 1922. You will start finding biopunk criticism from 1980s. Okay, but from 1980s to 2024 is 40 years. So you have a lot of material already, and in Dolon's case the material will be more than you. So it's for the first timers. Read as many articles on the topic as possible. Writing is the result of reading. The more you read, the better you write. Not just theme wise, not just content wise, but grammar, and you also copy the style of a good writer. That is also important. Control over language is also very important when you are writing an article. Okay, you have to, for example, I was writing something and I had to use a word, and I was using arms. Okay, hand instead of arm. So I forgot the context in which I was writing, but the word arm, arm, was far better than the word hand. I realized later. This is what you need to do. কোন শব্দটা ব্যবহার হবে সেটা কনটেক্সট বলে দেবে, কিন্তু আমাদের সবসময় চেষ্টা করতে হবে যে বেটার ওয়ার্ড কি ব্যবহার করা যেতে পারে. ওকে, ফর এক্সাম্পল, Asha, can you suggest another word which in a particular context, in an academic context, would seem to be better than hand or arm?
It can be like a body part, but not particularly about hand or arm.
Mm-hmm. What are body parts usually called? Imagine an academic setting.
Okay, features.
Okay, I was thinking about limbs. Limb, limb, limb.
Yes.
So similarly, for example, I use a sentence like India in 1960s was primarily an agricultural country. So can you suggest a better term for agricultural in an academic setting? Now this is the struggle of writing a research article. You have to think about better words every time. Okay, so I would use agrarian. In the
Yeah,
1960s,
agrarian society, we can say.
yes, agrarian society, agrarian civilization, agrarian culture. So we need to make our article more um, academic. It should sound academic as well. This is hypocrisy, I know, but that is how it is. The editors or the reviewers who review or edit your article will emphasize on this fact, এই জিনিসটার উপরে জোর দেওয়া হয় যে তুমি কতটা academic words জানো, rather than whether you really understand it or not, but it's a play of word power. So your vocabulary should also be very um, strong. I know this is practically bullshit. I mean, if I understand agriculture, if I understand agricultural, why use a difficult term which can turn off the reader? But Asha and Dolon, both of you have realized it already after reading a lot of scholarly articles, that they are deliberately using difficult terms. No one will accept it. They will say, no, 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 we have like used whatever is the simplest. But they deliberately, consciously try to use terms which sound more scholarly. I don't know when this will stop, and this should stop, because this is making the common readers, the layman, alienated from scholarly literature, which shouldn't happen. Okay, but I mean, I am not the person to change anything, and I am only showing you what is done and what you have to do to successfully publish your article. Okay. Next, catting the bell. Okay, by now you might have been acquainted with why I am using these funny subsections. Okay, another thing that attracts the reader, though this is not literature, but we still have to write in the way in which the reader might be attracted. And this is something that is not really liked by editors and reviewers, that don't make the topics too quirky, too um, attractive, because they will be lost, the readers will be lost in the title and they will not see the full paper. But I think this is a good way to keep your readers engaged. That is my personal way of thinking. Now there are two ways to write. Now this is real business. Two ways to write. This is where we either are successful or not. One, write whatever comes to your mind. Build the corpus, add, and there should be add scholarly muscles and erudite veins later. Okay. So যেটা মাথায় আসছে লিখে দাও, ভুল ঠিক, গ্রামারের issues with grammar, vocabulary, doesn't matter. And don't write, type. First you think you will write and then type. No, go to directly typing. I mean, Asha, I think your generation do not write, you just simply type. But the generation we come from, we are, I mean, me and Dolon, we would like to write a lot, like on paper, and then type it. It's a waste of time. Type directly. Okay. Scholarly muscles and erudition knowledge, I'll talk about later. Another way is write and cite. Takes longer but good for academic purposes, and make two separate files, documents, one for citation and one for the write up, so that you keep them together and you write down the citation along with the thing that you are writing. It will save a lot of time when you are about to submit. যখন সাবমিট করার আগে মাথা খারাপ হয়ে যায় সাইটেশন করতে গিয়ে, তো আমি প্রেফার করব সেকেন্ড টাইপ, কারণ তাতে ফাইনালি যখন আমি সাবমিট করতে যাব তখন আমার মাথাটা কম খারাপ হবে। ওকে, So far so good. Any questions, anyone? Okay,
No,
so
sir, you can continue.
okay, all right, fine. So the next is citing the obvious. Now this is the citation part. Okay, so uh, okay. So citation is like I am using some kind of a joke here. Okay, so sorry. Hmm. So when I say something like fire is hot, and I have like this is in-text citation. When you write the surname of the author within first brackets, then it is called in-text citation. Okay, you know, Asha. Now I'm saying fire is hot. It's a very obvious statement, right? I mean, we all know that fire is hot, right? But whenever in a research article you are writing anything, any statement, then you have to cite it. So who said fire is hot? The work cited gu 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 rara. Ah is the exact name of the article or exact name of the literature, and that is Cavesman's exclamation on first touching fire. Place of publication is cave and date of publication is 20,000 BCE. Now this is a joke, but when you are writing a research article, when you give a statement, you have to cite it, especially when you are a young researcher. Because who are you? কেন তোমার কথা শোনা হবে? Why should people listen to you? Because someone else has also agreed to what you are saying prior to what you are writing. Okay, so you stand on the shoulders or the heads of the scholarly giants, and these are some of the citation styles. MLA 9, I mean the latest is 9, APA Chicago 17th edition, Harvard. How to decide what style you are choosing? It depends upon the journal you are sending your article to. The journal will tell you that it should be written in MLA, or it should be written in APA or Chicago or Harvard. It depends upon the editor of the book, or it depends upon the journal. Now, just a word of advice from a little more experienced person: do not publish your research articles, do not send your research articles for books, for chapters of books, because I have seen that in various CSC, College Service Commission, and university interviews, they don't give marks for chapters in books. I don't know why, but that is the practice. And since I have appeared for many, I have faced many interviews, I know that they don't want to give you marks for chapters in books. So always publish in journals, reputed journals, as far as possible, UGC care listed or Scopus. Okay. Next. Now this is a basic entry. Sorry. Now this is the business part. Basic entry. Now I could include only a book and a article, and we can have like other sessions to, you know, talk about various other problems that we face. This is something that we have known by heart now, that in MLA 9, book by a single author without any editor, the surname will come first, then the comma, then the first name, then full stop, name of the work or text in italics, name of the publisher, year of publication. For example, Eliot, comma, TS. The Sacred Wood, Essays on Poetry and Criticism, Ingram, 2015. Now, people who know about the Sacred Wood, Asha, you might have known about Sacred Wood. It was not published for the first time in 2015, of course. It's T.S. Eliot we are talking about, 1940s. He was the contemporary of Rabindranath Tagore. Okay. So, why 2015? Dolon, you can unmute, or Asha, you can unmute and answer. Or Dolon, you can message me in the WhatsApp because I can't see the chat box.
Because they might be citing a article which is written on that particular work, which is written in 2015. So that's why.
Okay, that's one explanation. Dolon, what do you think? If you can respond.
আমার আগের একটা বিষয় একটু জানার ছিল যে ইমেলের স্টাইলের লেখাটা ঠিক কিরকম ভাবে দিতে হয়, যে স্পেস গুলো দিতে হয়, ওটা আমার জানা নেই। আমি
Space.
একটু আপনাকে এসএমএস করেছি। হ্যাঁ, ইমেল স্টাইল, হোয়াট ইজ ইমেল স্টাইল?
MLA স্টাইল ইজ মডার্ন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ অ্যাসোসিয়েশন স্টাইল। এটা এমন এক ধরনের স্টাইল যেটা কিছু জার্নাল বা কিছু পাবলিশার এটাকে প্রেফার করে। অনেকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে যে লিটারেচারের বেশিরভাগই MLA স্টাইল করে, মানে যারা লিটারেচারের লেখক, লিটারেচারের স্টুডেন্ট, লিটারেচারের পাবলিশার, তারা বেশিরভাগই MLA স্টাইলটাকে প্রেফার করে। সাইকোলজির যারা স্টুডেন্ট তারা APA প্রেফার করে। সায়েন্সেস মানে ফিজিক্স, কেমিস্ট্রি, এরা কি করে, এরাও APA প্রেফার করে। ঠিক আছে। আর শিকাগো প্রেফার করে অনেক সময়, লিটারেচারের পাবলিশাররাও শিকাগো প্রেফার করে, আবার অনেক সময় সোশ্যাল সায়েন্সেসের লোকেরা শিকাগো প্রেফার করে। মানে তোমার ক্ষেত্রে শিকাগোটাই হয়তো বেশিরভাগ ক্ষেত্রে প্রেফার করা হবে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল
আমি এটাই
পাবলিশার্স।
জানতে চাইছিলাম যে আমার ক্ষেত্রে যে থিসিস বা রিসার্চ আর্টিকেল লেখার ক্ষেত্রে কোন
হুম।
স্টাইলটাকে বেশি করে প্রেফার করবে?
হ্যাঁ, এবার সেটা তোমার থিসিসের ক্ষেত্রে তোমাকে বলে দেবে তোমার সুপারভাইজার, তোমার থিসিসের ক্ষেত্রে তোমাকে বলে দেবে তোমার ইউনিভার্সিটি যে শিকাগো 17th এডিশন ফলো করো। জার্নালের ক্ষেত্রে জার্নালের ওয়েবসাইটেই লেখা থাকে ইমেলে চলবে না শিকাগো চলবে না কি চলবে, যেটা বলবে আমরা সেই স্টাইল শিটটাকে ফলো করব। ঠিক আছে। And another thing is, it is important for you to know also, Asha, that
There can be a different edition of the same book. So they might be citing the latest edition which is published in 2015. So
yes, so
that
that is
can
the
be
case.
considered.
That's why I have like highlighted it in red.
Yes.
আগেই বললাম, I told you earlier that you have to find out the latest, because Sacred Wood was published in way back in 1930s, 1937. I'm not sure about the exact date, you can google it. This book was first published in 1937, but many changes have come from 1937 to 2015, and we need to use the latest version of the book. That's why I have like mentioned it in red, so that we keep in mind that we cannot use the first edition. Usually what happens with PDFs is that the editions are really very old, and that is what the publishers do not like. They want us to take the newest version. Besides this, another issue, another very important issue is there are softwares. In fact, within MS Word itself, there is a software which will help you to do your reference work, but you have to learn it. If you do not learn it properly, then the reference work will be destroyed. You will go crazy trying to make it all right. Since I am ignorant of that software or the use of the software, I am not using a software, I am not using an application, I am doing it manually. But if you have the time, if you have the desire to learn the like BibText, Mendeley, then your life will become very easy. these softwares will do all the referencing, all the citation for you. But in interview, if they ask what is what and you can't say, then it will be a problem. Okay, so there are two ways to do it. So article in a journal, name of the article in double quotes, and volume, issue number, and page range. Everything else remains the same. Okay, so যদি কোনো আর্টিকেল নেওয়া হয় কোনো একটা জার্নাল থেকে, তাহলে সারনেম কমা ফার্স্ট নেম অফ দ্য অথর, যদি একজনই অথর থাকে, ফুল স্টপ, নেম অফ দ্য আর্টিকেল ডাবল কোটস, and of course I forgot something, name of the journal also in italics, and then volume number, issue number, page range, মানে ওই জার্নালে, in that journal, what is the page range of that article. For example, say suppose Asha has published an article in a journal called Journal of Translation Studies. Okay, so in that journal, Asha's article ranges from page 10 to page 20. So we have to write that page 20, page 10 to 20. Okay, so
And there is one another thing is that if you are referring the online sources, then the date on which that source is accessed
Yes.
also can be like
Yes,
at
I
the
am
end.
just using the very basic one. I mean, in order to discuss all of them, we need 3 or 4 sessions minimum,
Yes,
like
sir.
this, to discuss. And I am just using the print thing. I am just using the very basic print version. But now we don't use print versions anymore. We use digital versions. So we just need to add DOI number also. You know
Yeah.
about DOI?
Yes, sir. DON.
Yes. So DOI is digital object identifier. With that number, people can easily access the article or the book that you are talking about. We will talk about it maybe in another session if we have it. So in-text citation is surname if available, or the name of the article, and page number if page number is available. Okay. Now the final thing is formatting. 12 font, Times New Roman. Now this is, I think, uniform across all style sheets. 12 font, Times New Roman, justified, one space between paragraphs, and A4 sheet. This is universal. Chicago, MLA, APA, Harvard, everywhere. Unless some journals mention that your font should be this and your font style should be something else other than Times New Roman. Okay. Quotations longer than 3 lines should be indented from by 1 inch from the margin. So if you want to, I mean, I can't show you it here, but maybe I can or not. In a word processing, in a word file, I could have shown you, just like put the cursor here, and there are like bars over here, and take it to 1, make it 1. So if you have quotations that is longer than 3 lines, it will automatically move an inch. Okay. Usually keep your articles from 3000 to 600 words, and as I said earlier, mark sections. It helps readers navigate. So Asha, if you have not already done it, mark the sections, make small sections within your article. It always helps. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now one thing that you thought, or I also thought, that I have forgot is abstract writing. Ideally, when you have a general outline of your full paper, only then write an abstract. Otherwise, what happens in all of our cases, we have been victim to this, that we write the abstract with some idea, and when we start to write the paper, then we do not find the same ideas that could be used in the paper. আমরা তাই জন্য অ্যাবস্ট্রাক্টটা আমাদের তখনই লেখা উচিত যখন আমাদের মাথায় বা কাগজে, মাথায় হলে হবে না, কাগজে পুরো ফুল পেপারের আউটলাইনটা থাকে. Only then should we write the abstract. That is why in the very first second slide, I said write anyway on anything, so that you have your abstracts ready at all times. Okay, so that's it. That's what all I wanted to say. I'm sorry if you got bored. I don't know if you have learned anything new. Asha, you wasted 1 hour maybe. But if you have any suggestions or questions, you can email me, or you have my WhatsApp number also.
So it
Okay.
is very interesting.
Okay. Thank you.
I learned
Now,
many
yes.
things.
Yeah. I mean, I can take questions now if you want to. If you have any questions, specific questions like regarding citation, I can now discuss about that for a few minutes.
Not exactly related to citation, but the
Mm-hmm.
software that you mentioned, we can
Hmm.
use for reference.
Yes, one is Mendeley, Mendley, Mendeley.
And another one is Zotero, that is also there.
Zotero, yes, Mendeley, Zotero, BibText,
Deep text telling.
yes. These are softwares. There is a way to use them, and I think it's better to learn using the softwares rather than do citations manually.
Yeah.
But I couldn't learn it, so I still do the the citing manually, which creates a lot of problems. Anything else? Any other insight, suggestion, question, Dolon or Asha?
So
Hmm.
there are some websites that you
Hmm.
mentioned for the call for papers. Right.
Yes.
So, like if I wanted to search related to my area only, then
Okay.
what
Let's.
happens is that there is
Hmm.
no conference or seminar which is
Hmm.
happening in and around science fiction, which I am not able to find. There might
Okay.
be happening, but I am not able to find it. So
Okay. I will help you. Try to help you out right now. Let's see. Let's go to Google, and let's go to UPenn. Okay. UPenn CFP. Okay, let me mm, share my page, otherwise you won't be able to. UPenn search. Yes, you see, I put UPenn CFP in the Google search bar,
okay,
this one, and this came up. All recent posts call for papers for digital studies in, and so on and so forth, international conference, gender. uh, then you can simply type biopunk. You see, it's already there.
yes, yeah,
You see,
okay. So you
NEMLA
pen said,
2024. The deadline is gone, of course, but it exists.
yeah,
You can find it here.
yeah. In future, I will
In future,
look
you
for
can
that.
now search here biopunk conference. Okay, so there you go. Now that's also, deadline is gone, but it is going to happen in March 2nd and 25th. Punk Scholars Network, USA and Canada.
Oh,
So you can email them, Punk Scholars,
okay,
and ask them to inform you whenever a punk scholarship seminar is going on somewhere.
yeah,
Add yourself to the group, Facebook group, WhatsApp group, Telegram group, whatever.
yes,
Okay, so you can just play about here, and you will learn a lot. So you already have this email ID.
yes.
Hmm.
UPenn is one website. Then any
Yes.
other?
Other is HNet. Mm,
Actually,
just a minute. Uh, okay, HNet is here. It is HNet call for papers. Let's see. Hmm. We can go here. Call for papers. You need to search. You need to search
Okay.
biopunk, right?
Yes.
Search. There you go. You see?
Yes.
There are so many of them listed which whose date is over, but you can go to the website or you can go to the call for papers and you can find an email ID, and then with
Yes.
that email ID email those persons and tell if something else is going on or not.
Yeah, we can also subscribe, right? There is
Yeah,
subscription.
subscribe it. You ask them to email you, so many things.
Okay.
Okay, I am just trying to search for an email ID. Now this is the
Yes.
conference page. There must be an email ID. Mm, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, contact information.
Popmakeresearch at gmail.com. And the conference coordinators were Michael Fuchs, I don't know how to pronounce this,
Yeah.
and Anna Mata Marini. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just email them that, I want to participate in the Biopunk conference that is going to happen anytime soon, and just let me know. They will let you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right. Dolon, any question?
No.
Okay, fine. So let's call it a day today, and we will maybe meet again sometimes, depending upon how much time we have, or if we want to learn something else as well.